We're back on the firing line.
That's
with
right.
Matt and Joe.
What's
How you guys
happening,
doing?
guys? Woo! Another Monday for us.
Another set in the home defense videos that we've been doing.
Yep. So far we've covered pistols and shotguns. Shotguns part of our long guns. Second part of our long guns being rifles. For home defense, in my opinion, rifle could be probably one of the best tools, but you have to choose the correct rifle and / caliber.
Right, for your situation.
That's an important thing, and that's also going to depend on where you live. If you live on a ranch and you have a mile between homes, you're going to have different options than somebody who lives in a residential community where houses are 30 feet away from each other.
Exactly. You could use like 308 or even the 7.62 by 39 in the AK round.
Right. So yeah, I mean, for just a normal home defense gun, as far as in a area where there's lots of houses, I would say that this is going to have a little too much pass through to safely use.
Not for an apartment building, and really
Right.
probably not so great even for a residential area, you know, in a home setting.
Right. I mean,
It can be done,
Right.
but not
You should have your
recommendable.
sights on your target, but you always want to err on the side of caution. And I think a 7.62 39 round is a little bit too much.
Even when it tumbles, it's still too large of a round. So,
yeah, good.
that's
And,
something to keep in mind. 'Cause that round is going to tumble.
Yeah, and all I have on this gun, I have a Surefire Millennium and a Primary Arms Micro Red Dot, and that's pretty much what I need. Is just a good light and a good dot.
All right, so now that we've talked about the ranch kind of setting, let's talk about that residential home setting. That's when I think the 5.56, you see 3 different ones
Yep.
that could actually come in handy. A number of different types of attachments that you can put on them to help you identify targets and be more precise in your shots as well. There are also a number of things that you can do to lighten them up so that they're easier to control, so that the rest of the family can use them too and practice with them, because that's where it's at.
Yeah, I
Practice.
agree that I think the AR-15 and 223 or 5.56 is probably one of the top choices. It's probably one of the most popular ones too in this country. But again, you can see on all those guns, it's basically red dots and white lights. The ACOG is same idea. As long as you know how to use it properly, it's going to work just fine. But the reason we like 5.56 is because it's such a small projectile going so fast that by the time it hits drywall, it really starts disintegrating. By the second or third drywall, it's disintegrated, where some of our heavier bullets will go much further than that.
Yeah, it depends on the round you're using, of course, just like anything else.
You wouldn't want to use a
And
penetrator.
knowing what your capabilities are with the weapon and your surroundings. Remember, it's think first, shoot second, right? So
we want
that's pretty important.
but
But
we want to create thinkers, not shooters.
this is probably what I would be going to in my surroundings. That and my pistol. That's what my favorites are. I don't really
So
care for the shotgun.
That's an ACR specifically.
Yeah, ACR. Of course, the ACRs are fantastic weapons. It's got all kinds of neat things we can go into in another episode
Right.
sometime. But you can see the different sights here, from the red dot to a light magnification there. And then also out here we have lasers, and lights, a little tactical, but
Well, if you have the equipment that you need,
you practice with it, you use it.
then it isn't. You know what I mean?
And I do have night vision so that I can go out and do kind of night shooting if I want to, and as well. I'm not going to run around my neighborhood with my night vision on, unless all hell's broken loose.
Yeah, but I'm with you. Again, I'm gonna repeat myself. We have white lights and red dots. For home defense, we think that is the 2 biggest force multipliers, I guess.
Yep.
Things that could help you the most, because it's probably going to be dark, and picking up your front sight is going to be a lot harder than it would be in a nice sunny day.
Absolutely. Now, the last thing we want to bring to you into this picture are rifles, or carbines, shall we say, that shoot pistol caliber. This one shoots a 9mm, and that one shoots a 45 ACP. A lot of people say, why would you put a pistol round inside of a rifle? Truth of the matter is it's probably not the preferred weapon outside of your protection, at home kind of thing. But in the home, it's actually not too bad if you're using the correct ammunition.
Right. I mean, with the longer barrel, if you get some good, hollow point plus P45 ammo, this thing would be, putting 45 out at, 1,300 feet per second. That's some serious stuff.
You still have to watch for over penetration and stuff.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But you can also get some stuff that'll slow down a little bit, and even some of those 45s at high velocity, you can get some that break up pretty fast.
Oh yeah. Like those 185 grains, those will break up a little quicker than your 230s.
There you go.
The 9mm, the Beretta here, great little. You can see this one is very, very compact. That's what we like about it, and that it also has a pistol mag, which makes it's just convenient.
Yeah.
So if you have a Beretta Storm pistol, you can use this. Boom, you're in business.
Low recoil, great for other family members. I remember my kid was 9 years old and he was shooting that thing all the time and drilling out the target, out at 20 yards, no problem. So.
Yeah, great little option there. But again, even though it's a 9mm, and a lot of people will think that a 9mm, especially compared to a 45 or a 5.56, has no penetration, but a 9mm will go through quite a bit of, it'll go through walls and stuff. Multiple layers of walls.
Right.
So just like the 45 will, just like the 5, I would bet, there's actually evidence of this, that a 5.56 travels through less than a 9mm.
I'm sure you can find videos on YouTube.
And that's simply because
we'll probably put one up ourselves later on. So.
But it's because the bullet's going so fast and it's so small that it just the fragmentation and deformation happens so quickly.
Right.
It happens a lot quicker than it can happen with the handgun rounds. So. It all comes down to choosing your weapon, being smart about it, getting something that's quality, like we always say, vet it, shoot it, put 500,000 rounds, not 500,000, if you can do 500,000 rounds, that'd be awesome, but put 500 to 1,000 rounds through it before you give it an actual, okay, this is my home defense rifle.
That's a good point. Matt, not only are we breaking in the weapon and getting it to work smoothly so that we know if there's any kinks in it and stuff like that, but putting in that 500 to 1,000 rounds is minimum for you to try to make that weapon that you're going to use for home protection a muscle memory weapon so that it's an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
Practice, as well as breaking that weapon in so that it's going to be working and ready for you would know it.
Yep. Yeah. For people that have a hard time with the charging handle and stuff, the more you shoot that gun, that only gets easier.
Yeah.
It's just like with a pistol. If you can't rack the slide, the more you shoot it, that slide lightens up.
Yep.
So anyway, in the shotgun video, I was saying shotguns I think were great for home defense, but not the best. What I personally think is the best would be basically an AR-15 and 223 or 5.56.
There you go.
With a white light and a red dot.
Yep.
And that's that. Anything else you can have, there's a tourniquet attached to that one. So little things like that, because, your home defense fight, you're going to fight with what's on the gun probably. Unless you had enough time to stuff mags or whatever.
Well, and that's one thing is I like to keep my pistol with my
Your
battle belt.
battle belt,
It's close to my bed most of the time, so that all I have to do, even if I don't have other clothes on, I can just cinch that thing down and be ready to go.
Yep.
But I do have some clothes.
Thank God. So it all kind of, there's not one best one that we can point out to you because we all live in different areas and stuff, and we all, different layouts of houses. Joe has kids, I don't. That's something we have to take into account.
Animals,
Yep.
the type of people in our areas and
Yep.
stuff like that, head on a swivel too.
Yep, so, don't, just pick the coolest, most powerful Blaster 9000 for your home defense. Pick something that works for you in your role.
Yep.
And I think that's the recipe for success.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, we want to wrap it up, and we'll catch you guys on the firing line next time. Hopefully, we'll leave up some links in Facebook and ask you guys some questions, and hopefully that'll lead us into our next video. All right, guys, have fun, be safe on the firing line with Matt and Joe. I'll see you next time.
See you next time.